Hi, welcome to this part 3 of the D3 SOAR platform. Today we're going to focus on the monitor module as well as the reporting and analytics module. We're going to start with monitor, which houses our embedded MITRE attack framework. And it allows you to have a holistic overview of all the events that are coming in as they're tagged and tracked within the attack framework itself. We'll go through each one of the tabs here, starting off with the event space here. And this does tie directly into the investigation dashboard. It does have overlap with the actual events that are brought into that particular area. What the dashboard is designed to do is to take in the events and look at how they're classified and categorized according to MITRE's attack framework. Each particular stage within the attack chain here runs across the different tactics across the top, followed by your techniques which follow underneath each particular one. The framework can be adjusted so that if you want to insert your own types of tactics or techniques in, that can simply be done by hitting the gear and then adding a tactic or technique to the left or right, or simply adding your own particular technique underneath that tactic area there. As items and events come in, they follow a certain category or classification depending on what particular area you're looking at. So for example, let's take a look at one of the out-of-the-box ones that's provided. This is based off a spearfishing attachment. You'll notice that the actual description of that is housed within its configuration area. So this is provided by the MITRE group, and all the information here is linked directly from their site, as well as a link back to their site if I as an analyst want to head over there. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, we have an item called search criteria. The search criteria was generally based off of items that MITRE provides, and these can be adjusted, used, or changed, or have additional ones added to it. The way these function is based off of observables. Observables are chains of artifacts that are within the events that we then map to a particular technique. Just as a note, in order to get these observables to populate within the dashboard, we do need to be ingesting fairly granular level data or calling back and getting this granular level data into the platform itself. Another option is to actually map from tools that are currently tagging those particular items directly into the platform and then having them populate underneath a tactic and technique. As I mentioned before, being able to create your own gives you the ability to adjust and add more into a particular tactic or technique that may line up more with what you're seeing in your own environment. For example, if I want to create a brand new observable search, I can give it a name, I can give it a description, I can give it a default risk leveling within the platform, and then I can use my observable conditions here to add in different types of conditions as I may see fit. For example, if I want to set up a condition to look for certain destination IP addresses, I can have that be brought in. I can then give a condition for this particular item if I want to look for particular ones, and then I can go and populate that in here with what I may want to look for. I can add a technique in like this, which will then give me the ability to create an AND condition. I can also create OR conditions by hitting add and then adding another technique or observable into the system, which will then give me the ability to add an OR item within the system. Looking at how items are then ingested, you'll notice that the red is an upward tick for more events and green is a downward tick. The lines are the trends that are currently seen. I can also adjust my time frame across different lengths to showcase what's happening within the dashboard. So I can go all the way up to a year for more historical items and all the way down to a weekday or hour if I want to see something that's a little bit more closer to real time for what's coming into the environment. So let's go take a look at what an event looks like within the area here. So this now houses all the events that I see that are coming in. I can see ones that are escalated that have already gone into the incident response area, as well as ones that are new. And I also have the ability to investigate. Just like I could within the investigation dashboard, opening up an event gives me the ability to see all items that are related to that event here. I have the same ability to escalate or dismiss within this area. I can add notes as an activity, or I can also manually adjust and add a different tactic or technique into the environment here as well. So this gives you the same capability that I have within the investigation dashboard if I want to use this as a triage area. I can also filter by different types of tactics and techniques across the board if I want to see different areas, as well as search across different indicators or different tactics and techniques within the environment there. Heading back to the dashboard here, we can see that this has the entire framework here housed within it. I have the ability to show only open events within the framework, but I also have the ability to turn off the attack framework if I want to build my own out within the platform itself. As a note, I also have the ability to limit the tactics and techniques that are coming in on this view in terms of the tenancy that's shown within the environment. I can switch it to all internal sites to look at anything coming across all of my tenants, or I can have it set by a certain tenant within the environment here. Going over to the indicators page allows me to see those types of observables that have been kicked off, along with the event count that's applied. So if I can drill into one, it'll show me items that are related to that particular account and any type of related events that may also be part of that particular item within the environment. The artifact tab gives me the ability to look at all artifacts that have come in with respect to the events. These can be anything that are interrelated to what we classify as an artifact within the D3 data model, such as usernames, file hashes, files themselves, IP addresses, and URLs. I can also click down into each particular one to see if there's additional information, if there's any type of related events, and in case it's got a state. Oftentimes, a state will contain information in terms of whether or not something's been blocked or something has been checked for different threat intelligence will generally come into this particular environment here. The overall MITRE ATT&CK framework dashboard gives you the ability to see across everything that's coming into your environment. If you're getting a gap within the framework, this can mean that either an observable is not kicking off properly for you to check, but it can also indicate that you are missing something for monitoring within your actual security environment. This can be really important if you're noticing jumps within the framework that you may need to go and adjust some monitoring or additional threat hunting within your environment to fully populate and see what's going on as to why you're missing something. We're going to switch over to reporting now. The reporting and analytics portion of the D3 SOAR platform allows you to pull in all the metrics across the various modules within this particular analytics area. There's about 60 out-of-the-box different types of reports that can be run, and we'll sample through a couple of them here. I have the ability within this environment to use out-of-the-box reports, but I can also set up my own custom dashboard and fill that with various reports that I may need. Reports are actually generally come in as a flat area within the environment. So these can be across numerous different data points and different types of columns here. And then I can go and pivot the data out into different areas and then choose how I want to have those values set. Once I have them set, I can then choose to put them into any type of a graph, bar, line chart, or others that may be fitting for this particular report. Once the reports are set within the environment, I have the ability to set a scheduler up to actually schedule the reports to go out at various times that may be required. For example, if I want to schedule this report to go out on a weekly basis, I can come in here, I can choose the users or groups that I may want within the environment, and then be able to actually send it out to those particular people. Furthermore, each particular dashboard here can also be published. I can actually have my own saved dashboards, but I can have published ones that give me the ability to go and set certain users to only see those particular reports, while I may want to have others that are restricted for myself. The reporting and analytics area allows me to tie in all the different styles and types of reports that I may need. This also gives me the ability to export reports out as required, so that if I want to send this to some other type of a system, whether it be Power BI or Tableau, I have the ability to export out the reports into different types of format. This one here has some restricted items in it in terms of export, but I can also export out to CSV, Excel, as well as a number of other types of styles. The dashboard here itself is malleable. I can move the reports around. I can create them however I want. I can resize them. And it just gives me the flexibility to build out the different types of dashboards that I may need in order to properly trend and metric upon all the different types of data that's coming into the environment. I hope you've enjoyed the webinar series for the D3 SOAR platform, and we look forward to your feedback and any questions that you may have.